What to do if your partner has more sexual partners than you. Welcome back to another video. My name is Matt and I help people overcome retroactive jealousy. And in this video, I'm going to answer the question that gets asked quite a bit on this channel, through emails, through everything. What happens if my partner has more sexual history than me, more sexual experience than I do, and I'm having those intrusive thoughts about it? What do I need to do? Now, this video, I'm going to tell you my advice to you, what works for me, and I think what works for me will work for you, but I'm not doing any extensive research. I'm not going back and say, well, back in the caveman days, the man, or back in the Great Depression, the woman was looked at. None of this history stuff or the way we're wired, whatever. It's going to be my thoughts on it, my feelings on it, and what helped me overcome it. And I really think it will help you too if you can put this to good use, to good practice. So before we get started though, if you could take a quick moment and smash the like button to get this video out to more people, support this channel's growth, I'd really appreciate that. All right, so what do we do? You know, we ask enough questions, we find out their sexual number, whatever it is, and theirs is higher than ours, and immediately we feel that painful emotional response. Whatever, that's not how this should be. How could this possibly happen? What do you mean you have this X amount of people, I only have this X amount of people, or maybe I don't have any at all? Okay, what do we do in this case when we kind of feel that emotion and we're stuck? And I would say the first thing that really rang true for me, that made sense for me, is to realize that this is like this for everyone in a way. I'll say that. And let me explain. This is like this for this situation of my partner having more sexual partners than me. Everybody's like this, right? I don't think there's a lot of people that have like the same amount of sexual partners, like done it the same amount of times, the same amount of experience, that are like, oh, I had 3 sexual partners and I did it with these people blah 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 times. You had 3 and you did it times. I'm sure there is, maybe. I'm sure there's virgin and virgin, whatever, but still their experiences will be different. But everybody that I've ever met, that I've ever spoke to, that non-sufferers, everybody, somebody in the relationship has more of a sexual history than the other person. Okay, so this is nothing out of the blue or anything. Either the female has had more in the past or the male has more in the past, but one way or another they meet and they're happy together. So that's the idea that kind of struck me, is like everybody has this, opposite effect. Somebody has more than the other. Sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's like this, but not everyone suffers from retroactive jealousy. So again, that kind of got my mind out of the gutter of this is a problem. It's not a problem if there's a lot of people that aren't suffering from this. And it's funny, the name of the person that came up, and I think this was on an online blog or something that I saw, was George Clooney. And someone brought up the fact that said, like, do you think every single woman who dates George Clooney, George might be married now, I don't even remember, but at this time he wasn't. Do you think every single woman who dates George Clooney suffers from retroactive jealousy? And it's like, do you think every single woman George Clooney dates, he suffers from retroactive jealousy? Even though like he's got way more sexual partners than them, or maybe even vice versa, depend on who he dates. Like, no, like he doesn't suffer, the women don't suffer. So it's like, why am I suffering? Why is this something that's bothering me? So that kind of clicked out a little bit of me from this is only a problem that's happening with me, like, or this is only something that is unique to my relationship. No, everybody experiences this one way or another, but not everybody experiences retroactive jealousy, just that slim margin does. And so that's kind of what broke me out of it a little bit. But before that broke me out, I did think that this mattered so much. I thought it mattered so much, the amount of sexual partners they had in the past, and that I didn't feel good that they had more. My partners had more sexual partners than I did. So I would go out and I would cheat on my girlfriend with a certain number of females so I could get a higher number than my girlfriend. And I thought that would cure me, right? Okay, that's a problem. Here's the solution. I externalized everything. You have more sexual partners than me. It bothers me. So let me go out, cheat on you. Let me get more sexual partners. And now that, I can feel better. Didn't work, guys. Didn't work, gals. Did not work. It worked for maybe a day. And then I was in deeper doo-doo than ever because the anxiety came back It stopped. The retroactive jealousy stopped focusing on that you have more partners than me and focused more on just the fact of why did you have to do this in the first place? Why did you have to be with those people in the first place? So this was no longer maybe an issue, but everything else was such a bigger issue now. The RJ just switched to something else completely. It didn't work. And now I had cheated on my partner, so now I'm worse off before because now I have to handle that, and I feel guilty for doing that and realizing that this just didn't work at all. And so that's when I started to realize, like, this has got to be something internal. Like, I'm making these external changes. I'm doing these things that is supposed to make things better for me, and it's making things worse. So maybe I should stop doing so much external work and start focusing more on inside of me, like fixing what's going on in here. And I think that's very important, because when I came to that realization was, it's not me that's bothered by this sexual number, this number that's more than me. It's retroactive jealousy that's kind of skewing my view on it. It's the retroactive jealousy that's making me feel this way. My retroactive jealousy is acting through me in a sense. And I can get to a place where this number doesn't bother me, right? Where these past events don't bother me. If I can take care of the retroactive jealousy, everything else will fall into place. If I can, beat this beast inside of me, everything else will be okay. Will begin to fall into place. And so that's the main thing that I think you need to focus on if this is something that you're experiencing right now, is to remind yourself, if this sexual number for you in the past is more than yours and it's really, really bothering you, it's not you that's bothered by it. It's retroactive jealousy that's making you be bothered by it. And so the idea is, by seeing things through RJ lens, you're seeing things that isn't the actual truth. It isn't the actual reality. It's just skewing your sense of perception in every single area of your life when it comes to your relationship. So just don't allow yourself to slip into that mindset of, if I do something on the outside, it will change. So don't do like what I did and say, oh, let me just sleep with more people and then I'll be okay. Let me, just break up with them and go sleep with more people and then get back with them and think I'll be okay, because you won't. If your RJ is still there, these thoughts will still be there about something. It might not be about that number anymore, but now it's about something else. It will always, always, always come back. And so, again, sorry for kind of jumping around a little bit. I'm getting ideas as this is coming on. But if this is happening to you, remind yourself this is not you. This is your RJ. Don't explore these thoughts when they come up. Don't recount all the numbers. Don't recount yours. Don't think if I do something on the outside, it's going to change it. You have to start channeling this confidence. This is what worked for me. Start channeling this confidence, because I was thinking, why am I feeling this way really? I'm probably having some insecurity in some way or another. I'm thinking that, why bother be with this girl if she's already been with all these other people? Why put in effort if, all these other guys already did this with her? And so for me, it's just kind of like, what's the point? But I had to, that's very insecure thinking, right? I had to channel confidence, and I had to say, you know what? I picked my girl because she's good enough for me. I create my reality. I choose who I want. I don't care what my girl did in the past. I don't care how many partners, how many this. I choose them because they're good enough for me. And every day I wake up and I make that decision. And I stand by that decision, that I choose her because that's who I want. It's not the vice versa, that, I'm, they're up there on the pedestal and I'm down here. It's me on the pedestal, me choosing my life the way I want to do it. I had to really take a stance there and really channel a lot of confidence in doing that. And then on top of that, I needed to put in the steps to overcome retroactive jealousy. Just retroactive jealousy in general, not focusing on one aspect of it, like doing the meditation, not doing the compulsive behaviors, working on my self-image, continuing to do the work on confidence, continue to do the self-reflection, continue to just go about my day, not give these thoughts any attention. And the more and more and more and more and more I did that, the less and less and less these numbers in the past meant to me, the less and less and less all this other stuff that I knew about meant to me. It was all kind of grouped into one when I overcame RJ. It wasn't I had to focus on this and then focus on that. It was just overcoming RJ altogether, got rid of everything else. So If you're concerned about that sexual number, understand that it's not you that's concerned. It's your RJ making you feel concerned. It's your RJ wanting you to explore that number more. It's your RJ wanting to cheat on your partner. It's your RJ wanting to do all those things, because that's how your retroactive jealousy gets bigger, stronger, stays alive. We don't want it to stay alive. So it's our goal to understand right now, nothing external can change how we feel about our retroactive jealousy. Nothing external. It's important to understand, to find our confidence and say, I choose my partner because I love them. I don't care what they did in the past, because they're here with me now. I'm in control of my life and I choose them. That was very powerful for me. And then above all else, just put in the steps and overcoming RJ, working on yourself, doing the meditation, doing that, not worrying about anything else, putting your focus on that, putting your focus on yourself and overcoming that. And I promise you, if you can do that, these numbers, these past experiences, these things, they will stop having all this anxiety surrounding them, these thoughts. And these thoughts will be able to come in one side and out the other. It'll be very smooth, very freeing, but it's just about putting in the steps, not worrying about the physical numbers, not worrying about changing anything, putting in the work for you. And when you put in the work for you, do it for you, all those steps that we talked about, I'm telling you, freedom will be on the other side for you. Freedom from these thoughts, freedom from these numbers, everything. Put the focus on you. Do what you need to do to fix in here, to make in here the best possible, and everything else will fall into place. So if you enjoyed this video today, please take a moment and smash the like button so we can get this video out to more people. Also, subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Click the notification bell so you are alerted every time I post a new video. And if you want some more help in overcoming retroactive jealousy, please check out the links in the description below for my courses I have on sale now. I'd love to help you out through a series of videos, through a series of activities, overcome retroactive jealousy. My courses are short, sweet, and to the point. I think that's why a lot of people like them so much. Not a whole bunch of this mumbo jumbo and back in the day. I'll tell you exactly what you need to do to overcome this thing once and for all. So those courses are in the link in the description below. That's it for me for now. Have a wonderful day. Peace.